What is up, guys? It is Barry Michael Doyle here, and welcome to a quick little video that I'm going to show you guys teaching you about React Fragments. Now, they're pretty cool, but I think I'm going to start off with showing you what the problem is with the way things work in React. Well, it used to work in React before React Fragments showed up and fixed that issue. So let's head over there. So the main problem we had was you couldn't do stuff like this. You couldn't make two random tags in a component without wrapping them. So the old solution to this was to wrap them in a div or something else. You could wrap them in like a span tag or whatever you really want to do. But you basically wrap them in a pointless, styleless HTML tag. Or if you're using React Native, it would be like a view tag. Although, let me mention, these fragments aren't actually supported for React Native yet, but I think that should be resolved soon. So that led to this new problem that the old solution made. Was the new problem, it would make these divs with little paragraph tags in between each little time you want to use this. This is if you're mapping it over and using the name and surname component that I made up now. Pretty pointless component, by the way. But basically, if you were using that name and surname component and you were using it a lot, like you've mapped over it, then you get the div and the name and the surname and then the div closing again and the div opening again. Versus what you actually want if you could do that problem that we had above there without the div tag. You could just have name, surname, name, surname, name, surname, the whole time on and on and on, and you'd save a lot of space in your DOM, your document object model. Now, it's not really a big deal if you aren't mapping through tons of data, but if you are mapping through loads of data, then this could hinder your performance a little bit because you have to download more and all that stuff, and yeah, it's not cool. You know, we want to make the best performing apps ever. That's probably why you're using React, because that's the point of using React. It gives you pretty good performance. Anyway, we have a new solution, and the new solution is React Fragments. You could also say React.fragments and then not import fragment from React, but yes, we have that new solution there, and that basically serves, you use it like the wrapping div, but the cool thing is when React renders, it sees the fragment and it doesn't render anything in the DOM. It will just render that name, surname, just how you wanted it to. Instead of the whole div, name, surname, close div, open div, name, surname, close div. It's a mission. Even just saying it is a mission. So fragments are really like a massive lifesaver. So you can also map through the data. Here I've made a little data structure that's just an array of objects using the names of my family members, mainly because I was too lazy to like think of other people's surnames, so I just copy pasted the surname and went in there. But yeah, that's the name of my family members if you feel like stalking me. And down in the name and surname component, I have mapped through everything. And I've just taken the name and the surname from each data item that I mapped through. And I've used a fragment, and fragments can accept keys. At the moment, that's the only attribute that you can accept in the fragment. And remember, when you do map through data, you actually have to use a key. That's compulsory. So that's still compulsory when you use a fragment. So you use the key here. In this case, well, in all cases, the keys are meant to be unique. But in this case, I'm just assuming the names are unique. I should actually probably add an ID to this data structure there. Like, I should add unique IDs there. But, you know, this is a demonstration, so I'm too lazy to do that. Basically, this would also render the same thing there on the right that I've shown you. It's the name Barry, surname Doyle, name Mark, surname Doyle, and on and on and on. So that's pretty cool. Right, and then there's another thing here. We have a new syntax. Now, my Visual Studio Code and stuff, and my project that I was using to demonstrate this didn't actually have Babel 7. I was using Babel 6 because Babel 7 isn't actually released yet. But with Babel 7 and some other tools out there, you should find this syntax. And this also actually represents the fragments. The only cool thing about this is you don't have to import fragments. So that's quite nice. And I just wanted to show you this in case you see this in future and you get completely scared and like freaked out. Like, what is this random new little open close bracket, nothing in it, taboo, crazy, scary, wizard knowledge? I don't even know. I'm just running out of cool words to say. But basically, those mean fragments. So just bear that in mind if you do come across those one day, because I think they should become a more regular used thing. The only thing with this new syntax is you can't use the key property with this. So if you are going to map through stuff and use fragments, then you have to go import the fragment and place it in like we did previously. So yeah, that said, here are some nerdy facts. the fragments have become available since React 16.2. So that's actually pretty recent to the making of this video. It was released the beginning of January, I think. I don't know. I went on holiday end of December and I came back and fragments were a thing. So that was pretty cool. So it might have been earlier. I don't know. I forget. So then there's also, I'm not sure about React Native support. I've been using this in React.js for the web. But React Native support, I've looked around, but I haven't really seen if it's implemented yet. It might be. There might be some little side packages that use it, but yes, I'm not sure if it's been officially released in React Native. But I think it will be soon. It might be an Expo thing. I don't actually know. Worth looking up. Anyway, they've also mentioned in the docs that there might be some future support for additional attributes like event handlers. Like maybe there's on-hover things for the fragment specifically, but then in that case, if you want to use that now, you might as well just use a div. Yeah, you don't have to replace all your stuff with fragments now. Only the useless divs you should replace as fragments. Just bear that in mind. And then, yes, that new syntax is supported in Babel 7. I just know that Babel 7 isn't officially out yet. It's in beta or alpha. Not sure of that either. But at the making of this video, that's the facts so far. Maybe that new syntax is a thing when you're watching this, and then maybe finally you know what it means, but I hope this has helped you a lot. Anyway, guys, that is going to cut it for this video. I know it's been a short little quick one, but I know I've been AFK for ages. Please like the video if you've enjoyed it, and subscribe if you haven't. I'm trying this new format with videos, and I think it's going quite well, because I actually think about what I'm doing, and content's valuable. And yeah, comment if you feel led. I tend to reply to most things, unless you ask me to do work for you, and I'm quite lazy, so I'm not going to do work for you. But do comment. I love hearing the positive feedback, really appreciate it, and some ideas for more videos in this format would actually be great, because this was actually easy to make compared to those massive tutorials I've done in the past. And then one final thing is, if you have any friends or colleagues who might be interested in this content, please share that with them too. Share the other tutorials, I don't know, just go crazy. But I will catch you guys in the next one, which should be soon, I promise. I'm getting back into the zone with YouTubing. So yeah, cheers guys.